9 minutes to have an interview about a really good book. Tim Dorsey is the author of the book called Clownfish Blues. Tim is also known as the Maestro of Mayhem. I like that. He's a humorist, a journalist. He was an editor and a reporter for the Tampa Tribune from 1987 through 1999. He's a New York Times best-selling author. And this is a character, Serge A. Storms, and it takes place in Florida.
Yes.
It's a Florida book. So Tim Dorsey might be the Jimmy Buffett of novels. I don't know. Good morning, Tim. How are you?
Hey, great. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Where are you right now?
I'm in Tampa. I'm in bed.
Oh.
You're in bed? Is that what you said? You're in bed?
Yes.
So give us the thumbnail sketch of the storyline in Clownfish Blues.
Okay, well, let me explain. Like you said, I really am the Jimmy Buffett of this stuff because, I sleep in. I have Hawaiian shirts up in the back of my car at all times. But Clownfish Blues it's all of these books star the state of Florida. And when they started back in the late 90s, Florida was like the Miami Vice kind of place. And but now it's increasingly known for, pretty much our new cash crop is weirdness, just weird newspaper headlines.
Right.
So the books are basically these journeys through, and a lot of them, I just take the real stories out of the newspapers, but it's a journey through the dysfunctional, dystopia that is Florida. And I don't say that negatively. I find it entertaining. But the plot in this one, while all this wild journeying is taking place by my road tripping, main characters, is the Florida lottery. As the plot increases, the jackpot's building and rolling over and getting bigger, and lottery fever, it gets hotter and hotter. Right. But what I did is just as a journalist, I remember various stories from the newspaper. So I have these competing groups where, you're watching the lottery grow, which is, as people expect, and they play it. But other things are going on. Like, for example, there was one crime group, which this actually is true. They launder money through the law. They have their either drug money or gun running money or whatever. And so they buy winning tickets at a premium, and that washes their money. They cash them in with the lottery, and that's true. And then there's a story back in the 90s that I remember that I haven't really heard anybody talk about. And it was when and this wouldn't work during a regular lottery because you'd lose money, but the lottery, they rolled over, it got so high that this group of investors came to Florida and went to the lottery and said, we want to buy the whole board. We want to buy every number. And they said, well, we don't do that because, it discouraged the individual people. So they hired a bunch of people and they went out to convenience stores and individually tried to buy the whole board. And they got pretty close, but they won. They got about 80% of the tickets, and they won the lottery that way. Yeah, they had the cash, and they paid all these people, and because it was like 14 at that time, it was 14 million numbers to cover the board, and
man,
and the weekly payoff was 7 million. So if you lose on a normal week, but the lottery was like up to 160 million.
Gotcha.
So they laid out maybe 10 or 12 million. And they won, and then of course, they won all those 5 or 6. So anyway, that got me thinking, and so basically, I have these two competing groups: one laundering money and one trying to buy the board, and it all collides, and that's
kind of funny. So I just don't want to stand behind that guy at Publix when he's checking them out.
I don't know, because you can buy all these tickets. Anyway, that's what they did. I don't know. And I frankly don't know how the logistics work, because I couldn't imagine getting, I think they got at least 10 million of the numbers, but and they had to do it.
Oh my gosh! Wow, can you imagine buying that many and not winning though? Holy cow! Holy cow!
Well, and that was the suspense of it. So, anyways, and that happens in my book too. They can't quite cover it, so there's a suspense of whether they got it or not. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
And your two characters are really amazing because they love to take the road trips, and they really happenstance on things that happen during those road trips.
Oh yeah, they road trip all over the place, And as a matter of fact, and I hate to cite a previous book, but there was one where, and I actually patterned this character after my father, but they actually make a road trip up to Ocala, and to get into the whole horse country thing.
Oh, really? It's interesting how people imagine Ocala to be who have never been here, and how it actually is. And I guess that's probably true with every city. For example, the Key West phenomenon, all the naked stuff.
Yeah.
Every time I go down there, it's such a beautiful place, and I really never see these guys with no pants on. I never see them. Not that I want to, but I'm just saying. So the book is called Clownfish Blues. I have a copy here. If you would like the copy that was sent to me, just call me and it's yours. And you have a website, right, Tim?
Yes, it's timdorsey.com. Dorsey, no space, timdorsey.com, and it has my whole tour schedule, and it has it has all the information about the books.
But your character, Surge Storms, he has quite a history of his own, though.
Yeah, he goes back. He did a little stay at Chattahoochee for a while. He was, did some short stays, in some county jails. 'Cause, he's supposed to stay on his meds, but he keeps going off his meds. So what are you going to do? And then when he does, he doesn't have impulse control. But the thing is, especially with the jerks in this state. So that's our other crop.
What's our other crop? I didn't quite catch that.
The jerks.
Jerks.
Oh, jerks. Okay. Yeah. I do have 2 Facebook pages.
Grapefruits.
Oh, you got the dry tortugas on your Facebook page.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite places in Florida, and a lot of people I don't even know if they know it's part of the United States, let alone that it's part of the state of Florida.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I've always wanted to go there. How did you get there? By boat?
And I took a seaplane. I've been out a couple times. I took a seaplane out there, which is great. Yeah, but it was back in the days when you didn't really have a weight limit, so I flew out there with a whole bunch of camping gear, and I stayed over, and they got me, the next day.
Really?
But,
wow.
It's fascinating. Yeah, and I was out there, and I had my little tent. The next morning, I got up, and there were all these flipper tracks with loggerhead turtles that come up to my tent and turned around and went back.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love that. I'm looking at your website, and I realize we have spoken to you before, Tim. Thank you for being on the air with us again. Praise for Coconut Cowboy. Oh, this is another one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was his last one.
Yeah, I have a lot of good titles there. Coconut Cowboy, Clownfish Blues. So, anyway, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim. That was awesome. If you're ever in Ocala, we'd love to have you in the studio to talk about your books.
Oh, I'd love to come. Appreciate the invite.
That would be fun. We will take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Broadcasting from the
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Trump getting down to business in his first full week in office, telling a dozen top business leaders.
We want to start making our products again. We don't want to bring them in, we want to make them here. And that doesn't mean we don't trade, because we do trade. But we want to make our products here.
The president says he wants to cut regulations and slap hefty fees on firms that want to import products here after moving factories overseas. Crews in Italy still looking for 23 people after an avalanche buried a mountain hotel last week.
Rescuers believe there could be pockets in the wreckage where people may have survived, but they say it's a race against time. At least 6 people are so far confirmed dead.
Fox's Kitty Logan, 9 people have been rescued. The Supreme Court won't hear an appeal from the family on TV's Sister Wives. plaintiffs challenging Utah's law banning polygamy. A lower court said the family can't sue since they weren't charged under that law. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through February 28th, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Well, peanut farmers in Georgia, Florida, and Alabama have a 1% of retail value checkoff program that goes into the National Peanut Board. This year, part of that program is for education. An elementary school teacher now, and teachers get into the swing of a new school year, they'll have a new peanut learning resource available to enhance a variety of subjects such as math, science, language arts, geography, and health. It's called Operation Peanut Butter. It's accessible at www.myamericanfarm.org. This new interactive game complements a booklet of 12 peanut activity lesson plans. You can discover the powerful peanut available for download at www.nationalpeanutboard.org for teachers and through state peanut organizations if you want to order the set. All resources are free, and they're geared for teachers and students in 3rd through the 5th grade. Funding for this was coming from the Georgia, Florida, and Alabama Peanut Producers Association. Growers can inform their local schools about the new Peanut Learning Resources Center, and you can contact the National Peanut Board or your local state organization. But overall, it's a new program, an online interactive game that promotes both math, geography, and social science skills as students follow peanuts from the field to the peanut butter on their sandwiches.
I've been looking all over the world.
Hey y'all, I'm Josh Turner. Whether you're a hometown girl or a backwoods boy, come to Nashville for the 2017 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. You'll see the biggest cattle industry trade show with over 6 acres of displays, plus an exclusive concert with Cowboys Night at the Opry. Mosey on down to Music City, February 1st through the 3rd. Find out more at beefusa.org.
I'm Darren Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Why is there a mariachi band in... Wait, are you digging up the yard again?
It's not what it looks like.
Oh, really? Because it looks like you're tearing up my yard right over the septic tank.
Okay, so maybe it's a little bit what it looks like. See, what happened was...
Wait, let me guess. The septic is backing up and you thought you were Fix-It Guy again and would take it upon yourself and dig up my yard?
That's Mr. Fix-It Guy.
Uh-huh. What did we say the new rule was?
No eBay when you're not home.
Well, yes, but not that one. If water runs through it...
I know, they do it. But this is septic.
Yes. Mike Scott Plumbing does septic.
I knew that.
Uh-huh. 866-314-4443.
I know. 866-314-4443. Got it.
And what's with the mariachi band?
You didn't say anything about Amazon.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Aw, come on, an elephant?
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.